Our next candidate is a man of integrity. He's a man that I've come to know over the last 14 months as a friend. I think he's the best person for this office. I think he's the best person to be the candidate for this office. He won't be like the current office holder who's one. No. Votes another way in Washington, and we know who I'm talking about. Our next congressman from the 16th District, Jim Renacci.
That's right up.
We just got the ball on the 22-yard line, and we have 78 yards or 78 hours to get to the end zone. And the one thing we're going to do with your help is keep going down the field and down the field, not looking to the right, not looking to the left. We're going to get in the end zone in 78 hours with your help. So I'm going to ask you, like I've been asking everybody over the last 5 or 6 days, every one of you have influenced 50 people. We cannot give up. We have 78 yards to finish. I need you to talk to those 50 people for the next 78 hours. We need to get in the end zone. We can do it with all of you. What I really want to do now is I want to be able to introduce to you the next Speaker of the United States House, John Boehner.
Jim Renacci. I'm proud of his team, and I'm proud of all of you for the job that you're doing on his behalf, because if we want to send Nancy Pelosi packing, electing him will send her and a lot of those Democrats right where they belong, back at home in their districts. Back in March or February, we're all down at the White House for the healthcare summit. And during that discussion, the president said that, you know, when we have ideological differences or we have philosophical differences, he said, and I'll quote, that's what elections are for. Well, wasn't he right? You know, if you're tired of all the bailout, if you're tired of all the spending, if you're tired of the government takeover of virtually everything in America, and if you're tired of Obamacare, that's what elections are for. The president was giving an interview, and he was talking about people who disagreed with him. And he referred to people that disagreed with him as enemies. Oh no, that's the word he used, enemy. Now, you know, listen, I've watched President Reagan, President Bush, President Clinton, George W. Bush. I think reserved the use of that word for global terrorists, for dictators around the country who hated freedom and who hated America. But for the president to use that word, enemies, for those who oppose his plan of bigger government, for those who believe that we ought to have a smaller, less costly, and more accountable government, I find rather repulsive. But I've got a word for those people, and it's not enemies. For those who would have the audacity to stand up and fight for a smaller government, to fight for the Constitution, to fight for our freedoms, and to fight for a less costly and more accountable government that's been the backbone of our country, you know what that word is? Patriots! Obama told you to do. That's what elections are for. And let me tell you what, if what is happening here is happening all across our country. I've seen it with my own eyes, all through my own district, all around this state and all around this country. The American people want something done about what's happening in Washington. And I gotta tell you what, if we're lucky enough to be in the majority, and I'm lucky enough to be the Speaker of the House, it's going to be real different. And I'm not talking about just different than what Democrats are doing, but I'm talking about different. Differently than even Republicans were doing the last time we had. It's time to get serious about the big problems that confront our country. And it's also time to fix the Congress of the United States. No more 2,300-page bills that no one has ever read. Yeah. No more amendments and bills that after they come out of committee. It is time for us to fix the Congress, because if we don't fix the Congress, Congress's ability to fix the big problems in our country is almost, it's not going to happen. You know it's not going to happen. Listen, I'm the last guy in the world who ought to be standing here. You know, I've got 11 brothers and sisters, and my dad owned a tavern. I grew up with every rotten job there ever was, and I was damn glad to have every one of them. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm here because I grew up in America. Country where you grow up and be anything you want to be and do anything you want to do. And I surely never wanted to leave my business and go to Washington and do this. I really did. But I'm going to tell you what, I went there because I believe in our country, because we create opportunities for our citizens unlike any country in the world. And if we don't get a hold of this government and create a smaller, less costly, and more accountable government, those opportunities will not be there for our kids and our grandkids. This is a fight. This is a fight of the patriots ought to be having all around the country. God bless all the